Could have been. All right. Thank you, Timmy. The speech about 3 secrets about sales you don't know. Timmy.
Yes. Hi guys. First of all, Peter, thanks for invite. I like it. I love it. I'm not gonna do a lot of talking about myself because I have only 15 minutes. I will speak fast because I want to give value as much as I can. Cut me off. Raise your hand, whatever it is, if you have questions, because I will go in high speed. Right. So the last couple of years, I've been doing sales, and I was doing business all before. And I saw 3 things is really typical, or a lot of entrepreneurs, businessmen, salespeople struggle with. And I would say this kind of stuff, what they struggle with is the 3 secrets. And as long you keep the principles of this, it will help you, not in sales, not in negotiation, but it's just in general in human life. Because when you do sales, it's always about human. It doesn't matter if you're B2B, B2C, inbound, outbound, but in the end, it's about these 3 things that make you human and have the connection and the network you want. So the first thing I want to talk about is emotional intelligence. A lot of you guys know it subconsciously, or some people know it consciously. It's not I go be a mindset coach, but emotional intelligence will help you a lot in sales. Why is that? It's for the fact is when you know a lot about emotional intelligence, you will see, and the way you speak, it will resonate with people. The more emotional intelligence you have, the better you can close or sell. Because I will tell you, I will swear on the phone with people, some people. And I know when I can swear because I have the emotional intelligence. And people don't feel offended, but the people will be more like, oh, thank you for swearing at me and telling me the hard reality. And emotional intelligence, you can really divide it in a couple things. First of all, is the personal competence of emotional intelligence. So, which is the self-awareness and self-management. Self-awareness is something that a lot of people don't have enough in life, like self-esteem. Self-awareness is basically why you feel the way you feel and how can you change it. And it's always about perception. Having that being said, is self-awareness is why do I feel angry? Why can I not talk with a lot of people? Why can I not resonate with people? Why do I walk like this, talk like this? And if you've cracked the code of self-awareness and self-management, you will be able to adapt to other people way easier. And on the phone, it's harder because you have only your voice and tonality, but in person, you have more than just your voice and tonality. The way you dress, the way you talk, the way you present yourself. And that's the first part of personal competence of emotional intelligence. The second part of emotional intelligence is the social competence, which is social awareness and relationship management. Social awareness, you guys know it, and you maybe not put it in a conscious way, is when you walk on the street and you see someone and you look each other in the eye, you have the feeling like, can I walk to them and engage in a conversation, or I better shut up and walk away? You know it. For example, if your dad or mom is angry, you better shut up, or at least that's what I do. I'm not going to be the joker. I'm not going to, make some jokes because they will whoop my ass straight away. Right? And with that knowledge, which you all have subconsciously, you need to put it in practice in conscious wise. Meaning when you talk with someone on the phone, you don't need to be, it sounds stupid. When someone's talking to you about the phone and is talking about, oh, my wife just died, for example, really hard stuff. And you're just like, oh, okay. So can you pay the price? It's so stupid, right? But this emotional intelligence. And to go on way high level, this really obvious thing, right? You need to show more sincere, be more connected than just, answering questions and go next. But that makes us human. But that's the part of emotional intelligence, because I think emotional intelligence, you guys, all of you have it. But if you know it consciously, it's a second thing. And you can train it by having experience, reading books and all that. I didn't do myself reading a lot of books about emotional intelligence. I know it because it's just a lot of experience. I feel a lot with people, connecting with people, like, people just come to me like, what the fuck are you doing? But that's how I learn, like basically in practice, in, just doing it. The second thing, what I believe, which is equal as important as emotional intelligence, is sincere or genuine connection. A lot of people don't have it. They say I care, but they don't. And caring and sincere connection is 2 different things. The sincere connection, if you have with someone on the phone, which you can get with emotional intelligence, they will talk in a way high level, meaning like they will tell you the deepest secrets because they have the sincere connection. The more they open up to you, the more you can see if you first of all can help them, but also can leverage it because you're not using against them, helping with them, and with that connection, they will do more for you. Especially what I'm doing right now. I'm not only doing inbound sales. I do a lot of negotiation between US and China. I do M&A, so mergering acquisition. A lot of these deals or negotiation is not just pure like pay me, that's it. It's a lot of that people need to go the extra mile for you. So how can you make sure that people go the extra mile for you? Be sincere. And of course, then you can add the value as honesty, transparency, and all that. But that's basically what sincere makes so hard for a lot. I think what I can say is sincere connection is, you guys know it, but having that sincere connection is really hard to achieve on the phone because a lot of people don't know how to get it. They're so attached, they're so busy in their mind with how can I sell this guy stuff instead of how can I build a really good connection. Even if you say no to me, I don't want to buy your stuff, your product, I don't want to do business with you, he still has the connection. A lot of people didn't do business with me. A lot of people actually don't want to do business with me, or deals fell through. But it's not because the connection was wrong, it's just the deal wasn't good. But I have so many experiences that people came back to me a week, 2 weeks later and say, Tim, can we do this? Because having that connection is way more important than selling or doing that deal. Because having that connection, people will come back to you because I trust you. And you can get it with emotional intelligence. And you will see what I mean is, for example, if I call a financial company in Netherlands, they will pick up, hey, I'm Timmy from ABC company, blah, 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 blah. What do you want? I'm looking for my tax files. Okay, wait a sec. Dude, they hang up, they do their stuff and come back and say, hey, Tim, I have it. I sent you the email. Boom. They did that perfectly, but they don't have the connection with me. If someone can say, hey, Tim, how are you doing? Talk maybe 5 minutes more every time when I'm asking something. They build a connection with me. And the next time when I call the financial company and I say, hey, where's Amanda? Oh, Amanda moved away to another financial company. There's a high chance that I will say, you know what? I will call where does she work? She work in a different company like B company. I will call B company and ask for Amanda to be my financial advisor because they have the connection with me. I don't have the connection with the company. I have the connection with Amanda. So having that in mind is not, people don't trust the company, trust the people up front. So the sincere connection is really something that you need to work on or actually build up throughout your communication. And that's actually the two things is really, really important, or the secrets to life and business and sales negotiation. The last factor, what I want to talk about is being imperfectionist is a good thing. And why is that? I know in Toastmaster, if you use a lot of filler words, if you use too much, this is taboo, which is fair, right? If someone's going to talk to you every sentence, you sound like a dork. Fair enough. But I would say in my negotiations, in my sales, the imperfection in people make you more human, meaning people will connect with you more. So for example, back to the financial company, if someone's going to be like, oh, I will do this, follow the script perfectly with every grammar, with every tonality is perfect, I don't feel connection. But if I call Amanda again and she's like, oh, sorry, I don't know, give me a sec here. And I said, sure, no worries, man, take your time. And she come back and said to me, hey, Tim, it doesn't work out, I don't know. I will do my best for you. It's not good, right? It's not professional. But those imperfections in those time, you can build a better connection and relationship. And I think a lot of people try to be perfect in their sales or communication. They watch people like Dan Locke, Jordan Belfort, Grant Cardone, the sentence they say, the closing techniques they do, which is perfect for them. But I think in the end, the imperfection makes you more human, which you will gain a lot more sincere connection. That's how I see it. And in the end, for me, it's a lot about closing style or communication style. And what I mean with that is, regarding back to perfection, is people come to me and say, hey, Tim, you do a lot in sales, you're doing great. Can you help me out? Fine, why not? And they try to mimic me because they see me as perfect example, which I'm not. And when they do that, they try to so perfect, they will sound like a dork, or they will lose a lot of communication with people and connection. Because first of all, they're not me. They try to be so perfect. It sounds so unneutral. That's not gonna work. And that's what I believe, that those be imperfect makes you really human. And being in sales is that a great asset, because you're sincere, you're authentic, you don't try to be someone else, and you build a good connection and people come back to you. So these are the three things, what I believe, that makes you a great salesman, or is even in business or communicator in general. So I don't know how much time I have, because I can elaborate way more in here. So if Peter can give me a time here, I have a time sense in my head.
Right, do you see the girl called Bibi?
Oh, I see her. Yes. So how
Right,
much
so
time do I have?
she's your timer. When she shows you a green card, that's the minimum limit, that's 10 minutes. Right, that's 12 or 13 minutes. Yeah, that's your green card. You
Okay.
still have several minutes to go on.
Several minutes. Okay. What I will actually want to do is, if you guys have questions, I'm more than happy to answer questions instead of me rambling information, because there's specific topics I might need to elaborate more for you guys. So raise your hands, shoot at me. I think that's most value what I can give right now.
Yeah, I'll ask.
Yeah,
Maybe
sure.
just a basic one. What's the difference between inbound and outbound sales?
So inbound is you position yourself, that people come to you, that I close for you, which a lot of people might see like funnels, sales page, and you booked a call with someone. So when I pick up, I have a different position. You come to me because you need me, right? And I help you with. Outbound is I basically pick and book a yellow page. I see a number and I call them and see if I can do business. That's the biggest difference in inbound, outbound. But you can turn outbound people into inbound, but it's a whole different strategy.
Abraham,
So,
the question?
yes.
Yes. If I get it right, with the imperfections, what were you talking about? It's basically that you show that you are a genuine human and not a corporate product.
Yes. The thing of, imagine you're talking with me, or for example, you're talking with a businessman or a client, and that guy speaks perfect English, perfect tonality. You will feel disengaged, or you feel like this guy is way higher than my level, right? That's what you can feel. Or you will feel like, you know what? It doesn't sound off. It sounds really robotic, like he's telling like perfect, blah, 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 blah. That's how I felt, because I see a lot of people when I talk, those people who have like the imperfection in them, they do more business because they have something, an aura around them that make him like, I connect more with you than being someone on a political stand and say everything like perfect. That's basically the imperfection, and that makes you more human.
All right then. Thank you. Your time is out, Timmy. All other questions, guys, if you have them, just write him a message or add him on Facebook. You know his name from our banner.
Yeah.
We will
banner,
now
yeah.
we will now continue with a short evaluations from our guests, which we will do in 3 minutes. So, Bibi, please, another 3 minutes for evaluations from the participants. I will start. Timmy, your English got much better than from what I remember. You're much better in English. I love that. I also hear that your tonality has got much better. You used to be very monotone, especially on role plays.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I know.
And you have that nice deep voice, and now you learn how to use it. That's really good. Now, something on a video, yeah, right, about those ums and things like that. One thing on the video that's very important for connection, that's the eye contact.
Yes.
That's in direct sales as well. And now you see me looking at you. Now I'm not. Now I am. Now I'm not. That's the difference. Is the camera.
I have a split screen here, so
yeah. That's fine. Just look into the camera, and
Yeah.
that's the connection to us.
Makes
That's
sense.
from
Okay.
that's from me. Anyone
Okay.
else?
I would like to add something, if I may.
Yeah, sure.
Timmy, as you're doing now this online video conference or something, I would advise you to use a straight chair or something that isn't like turning all the time, because it may disturb, when you do this and you speak.
Yeah, I know.
We cannot focus so much on what you're speaking about, but yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm just comfortable, right? I just I talk.
But otherwise, the speech was really, really nice. That's just my advice for you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Anybody else? Anybody else has any feedback? Anna.
Thank you for your speech. There were some really interesting points and you illustrated very well with examples. There was only one thing I was missing. Maybe it's a cultural thing, something like a smile, or you are enjoying this. I hope you are, but yes. I could not see it. So that was one thing I was missing.
Okay. Yeah, I have my serious face on when I talk, but yeah, it's good to have the face expression as well.
Sometimes just to smile a little bit, or when you are talking about the dialogue, you can play it a bit if you like, it's up to you. And there were some really good tips, and you were talking a lot about emotional intelligence. There were some examples, but you can maybe get a complex one or some specific interaction that you enjoy and it turned out really well, for example.
Okay.
And you can mention what exactly you were selling or buying, because you use some fancy words and maybe not everybody understood, but it was really nice speech and I enjoyed the tips because it's very useful how we relate to people. So I'm looking forward to next one.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Okay.
From me, just a quick, good and maybe a little to think about in future speeches. I really like the topic. It was great. It was very good for us listeners to learn new informations, and it was a very well presented speech as well. Regarding the timing, you can move the Zoom window out of the way and use maybe a timer on the Google or maybe on your mobile phone or something.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That is something that will put your speech up if you don't need to ask about the time, but you
makes sense. Yeah. Most of the time when I do this or talk with people, I don't have time for it. Like people come to me and ask, I've been like talking about several hours, literally 6 hours, and then I hop off. But yeah, this is different, right?
Yep.
But thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone, for giving Timmy some feedback. If you wish to tell him anything else, just write him a message. We will continue now with our program and with our second speaker, who is Tereza Jančová, and she's going to share with us her project in Pathways about mentorship and her experience as a mentor or coach. Terezka, it's your time.
Thank you so much, Peter. I would like to ask in the beginning if you can hear me properly in this distance. Thank you. So I may start. Ladies and gentlemen, dear fellow Toastmasters, thank you, Peter, for introduction, but I am not talking about me as a mentor, but I am talking about me as a protege or mentee or the one on the other side. But thank you. This project was for me some kind of introduction, and it was really interesting to find out many different facts that I want to share with you now that I've learned, because it all made sense for me. I had some information, but now it is all clear. In the beginning, I would like to explain you the difference between coaching and mentoring on certain examples from my past. Some of you know, some of you don't, but I was a skier. I was a professional sport person 1 year ago, and I was working with my coach for eight long years. She was really great person. She actually is a really great person, but now we are not working together, of course, because I quit skiing 1 year ago, 1.5 years ago. What was really important in the beginning was that we got on very well with each other. And this is really important when you have a mentor, to be some kind of friends, but professional friends. So first thing I had was the really good person to lead me to be my coach. And talking about coaching stuff, imagine you have skis and you go down the slope. I think you can imagine it. You don't have to be professional skier, you don't have to be skier anyway, but you can imagine it. And we have one discipline that is called downhill, and downhill includes jumps. Yes, downhill includes jumps. And when I was skilled enough and experienced enough to start learning how to jump, because it's really important when you want to do this discipline, my coach said, okay, now we'll learn how to jump. And I said, okay. So she gave me first advice, second advice. First, you have to do this. You have to focus and you have to stay calm to do it successfully. And then you have to push your arms down and many other things. She had this experience, this professional knowledge, and I was just some kind of listener. And I just had to work with this information and do it. It was her responsibility to teach me this. And that is what is coaching about. It was short term because after few trainings, when you can ski, you will learn how to jump, and then in the future you will just work on the details. But most important thing is that it was some kind of short-term goal, and she was teaching it me. But what about mentoring? And she as a mentor. In the afternoon, we came to our accommodation, we sat by the table, and we were talking. Okay, Tereza, she was asking, what do you want to achieve? What are your goals in the future? What do you achieve in half a year, in 8 months, in 1 year, in 2 years, in 10 years? And do you have a structure? Do you have a plan for it? What do you want me to do to help you to do it? And then I was asking about my plans, about my goals. For example, I want to succeed in European Cup, then I want to succeed in World Cup. I think I need for it professional diet. It is really important. I think I am good at it. Then motivation. I have motivation. What I need to do, my physical strength. I think I need to improve it. And I was naming many different facts I thought that I need. But then she gave me advice. Okay, you have a really good points, but focus. You shouldn't focus on many different aspects with a full concentration, because then you won't do any single thing properly. You have to focus on one thing, and when you're better in this thing, you can move on to another thing, and then you can move to another thing, and then you will slowly have some progress, and we will reach your goal you want to do. That is, for example, like mentoring, or mentor should work with a protege. So actually, only after I quit skiing, I found out what was it about? And what is more important thing, I found out how important it is to have a mentor or someone who watch your progress, who check it, who leads you. Because I quit skiing and I didn't have anyone. It was just myself. And I just understand, wow, I need someone who will lead me. Then I found Toastmasters, and it was for me a really great opportunity. I came there for the first meeting I was invited to, and I was invited to the stage, so I went there, of course, and I delivered my first table topic speech, 2 minutes, and I got the feedback. The feedback or the evaluation in Toastmasters is for me really important because it is some kind of mentoring tool. Because in my head, I want to focus on some things. I want to become confident on the stage. I want to be clear when I speak. I want to have structure of my speech and many different aspects. But in my evaluation, they told me what I should work on first, and then what are my strengths and weaknesses, and what I should do next, and so on. For example, I had really good, loud voice. They told that it is something I can build it all on. But what I should work on was that I was dancing all the time when I was focusing. They gave me advice. If you want to look and act professionally or more professional than you now do, try to do something with your posture. In the beginning, if you cannot move on the stage, start to stand straight. After some time, you may move a little bit. You will learn how to, but in the beginning, try to stand like a tree. That was, for example, something they taught me. And now I will just repeat things that I already mentioned and explained that are really important when you want to be successful. You have to understand that it's mutual cooperation. So it is not about you find a person and he is giving you all the advice. You are the person who should ask for it. Then research people. It is you have to find out who can help you with what. And it's no problem to ask many different people, because as many people as you ask, so many views of the problem you can get. So that would be my advice, and thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Tereza, very much for your speech. I enjoyed it. It was good hearing about your experience. So we will have another 3 minutes, for the last speaker, to give our feedback to Tereza, because that's what we come here for, to learn, to get better. That's what Toastmasters is about. So I invite you to turn on your microphone and share your insights with Tereza. Yeah, go ahead.
Thanks, Tereza. I really like your speech, and actually you are the meaning. That's why I'm here. Because I'm so sorry. First, apologies that today I've come here in pajama, because it's my first time to be here. I really don't know how it works. But what I want to do is to just like you to try to speak formally, professionally, and try to train myself in this style. And thank you so much. And secondly, I was really inspired when you talk about how to make yourself look professional, just like to change your posture. For example, to stand like a tree, because I have this problem too. just like Peter said, I look so young. It's a problem in my job because I do a lot of businesses with the bosses from trillions of dollars business, and I really want to look trustworthy and look more professional, and I really appreciate it when you taught me the skill to change postures, to start from the change of gestures, and thank you so much. Okay, that's all.
Thank you, Aurora. Well, if you wish and you become a member of our club, Tereza can become your mentor and she can help you with these things on a personal level.
How to become a member?
We can talk about it after the meeting. It's very easy, don't worry.
Thank you.
All right, anybody else? Anka.
Thank you for this inspiring speech about mentorship. I enjoyed it. It was done as a stand-up and with a smile, and there were a lot of tips, and for me there were too many tips. I remember the tree, I remember jumping. So what I would do in your place, I would do a little summary at the end, and I would leave some of these tips for the next speech and develop this one into more personal relationship, to describe how did you meet this mentor, how did you went for a coffee with him or her, something that you experienced together. Maybe that would help me to connect more to this speech. Otherwise, I really enjoy it. I just need to check how much do I remember it, because then I will ask you a lot of questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. If you have any more feedback for Tereza, for those who are foreign, just a small thing. In Slovakia, we have a way of saying names in many different ways. This has been pointed out to us by an American guest, and she was very confused by the way we call each other. For example, Tereza, we have two Terezas, and we distinguish them by calling one Terka and one Tereza or Tereska. Right? And it's still the same name. And I know it's confusing as hell, but that's how we do names. So just for the future reference, Terka, Tereza, same thing. We will continue with our program right now. Our next guest on the stage, the imaginary stage, will be Lenka. And she's going to evaluate Tereza's speech. Lenka?
Thank you, Peter, very much. And fellow Toastmaster and fellow Terka on the other side. It's my pleasure to evaluate your speech today, and I will evaluate the speech from the point of view what I really like about the speech and what recommendations I will give so the speech is more powerful. Before the speech, I asked Terka about what she wants me to pay more attention to, and she said this: body language, the structure of the speech, and emotion and natural presentation. And I can say, Terka, that your presentation was very natural. It was full of emotions and the structure. I could clearly see the opening, the body, and the conclusion of your speech. And in your body, you use this kind of body. It's like comparison of a coach style and a mentor style of teaching. And it was quite easy to follow the difference between a coach and a mentor. In the opening, you welcomed us and you told us what you are going to tell us. And for the body language, your posture, you were standing, which I appreciate very much, and congratulations you on doing this so during the meeting. I know how difficult it is. So your posture was really like a tree. It was firm. Your gestures were open. You were using your hands all the time, and it was purposeful movement. Your hand gestures elicited the main idea, and you used them only when you needed them. And your eye contact. I saw that you are looking directly to the camera. From time to time, you were checking something there. I didn't know what it is, but it was like 3 times you looked somewhere different. So just pay attention to this and it will be really perfect. And about the recommendation, I want to give you, well, I will start from the end, and it's regarding the body structure and it's the conclusion. I think if you are using your personal story and with personal story, you might say, I will repeat the main ideas. I would recommend not to use this word, I will repeat. Just say tell us what are the most important takeaways from your speech. You may use more open questions or these rhetorical questions, and also you can support the conclusion with the vision of the future. What did you learn? What was the most important moment of this journey, and how did it change your life? I was waiting for things like, well, this taught me that I am the person and I have to take the control in my hands, and if I want to be successful, I need to find a mentor. And in one way you said it exactly like this, but make it more strong. So the conclusion and the ideas in conclusion are more long lasting. And I think that's all. Yes, one small
Thank you,
recommendation.
Lenka. You're out of time. Please write it
Oh my
into the
gosh,
message.
thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm sorry to be strict about time. We really are trying to shorten our meetings into 60 minutes because we are focused on business and we don't have that much time to have these meetings, do we?
Thank you.
Thank you as well, Lenka. Our next evaluator is going to be Tereza, Netherlands, which I don't see here. Anybody knows what happened to her? Yeah, no, nobody. Well, she has the link to connect, so maybe she will come back later. Let's go with Anna as our quizmaster, and then if Tereza connects in between, we will continue with her. Anka?
Thank you for this unexpected invitation to be your quizmaster. I really enjoy this role because I can ask whatever I want. My first question is, what is the important thing in sales according to Timmy?
Emotional intelligence.
Yes, actually both. That's those two. Sincere connection, emotional intelligence.
Don't tell them everything, Timmy. Don't tell them because they have to compete and answer the question.
Oh, it's like that. I thought I need to answer
it's
you.
Like a quiz. That's why this role is called Quizmaster. So they have
Makes
to come
sense.
up with the answer. So emotional intelligence is important according to Timmy. And what else?
The other stuff he said?
Yes, the other stuff.
Connections, like.
Okay, you can answer.
Can I answer?
Yes, of course, you can
definitely.
just answer.
Yes.
Yeah, self-awareness, social awareness,
Exactly.
imperfectionism.
Imperfectionism, that's a perfect
Yes,
word.
I like this point actually.
Yes, I like it too. So we can summarize. You get the point, Peter gets the point for other stuff. And right now I have the next question. Why is jumping important when you have a mentor? This was from Tereza's speech. She was talking about what she was told by her mentor.
The question is, why is jumping important?
Yes, because she mentioned something about jumping, but I can ask another one about this one. You can think. The other question would be also from Tereza's speech, if it's better to do things in steps or just in one go, according to Tereza. It's very easy question.
In steps.
Yes. And why, according to her speech? Okay, I heard that maybe you can achieve the goal if you do it in steps, something like that in her speech. Okay, and now
concentration to your goal.
Exactly, because in her speech she said that if you try to do too many things, that none of them will get done well. That was what I got from the speech, and this is what we all should remember. So don't check your mobile phone when you are speaking. And next question is, what tip got Timmy for his posture from the evaluator?
That he needs a solid straight chair because he's rocking too much from side to side.
Exactly, he is a rocker. Yeah, but he does not have a rocking chair yet, at least I hope he doesn't, because he has to get one when he's like 80. Rocking chair is this one for old folks, and he does not have one, but he's still a rocker, so that was the tip. And what tips got Tereza from Evaluator? What can she improve? Some type of contact, very special type of contact. Who remembers? What kind of contact? Yes, we have eye contact. Exactly.
It was actually checking the notes.
Yes. And now I have a very tricky question. What was the temperature in the UK?
When?
15 to 20 degrees and it's raining.
It's raining.
Yes, exactly. And why Havran is called Havran? Who knows?
Because he had too many nicknames and he just picked one he wanted to be named by.
Yeah, Havran, by the way, means raven. So it's a very poetic name. Because most of us are from Slovakia, which is a very nice country, and we have a lot of ravens. Maybe not so many of them, most of them are crows. And the next question actually is, what is the, how should I ask this? Because I need the correct answer. So the correct answer is, or the correct question is, how many people attended this meeting today?
11.
Yes, 11. And how many people dropped out of the meeting?
2.
2 of them.
Thank you, Anka. You are out of the time.
Yes, I noticed.
So our our language evaluator, Tereza, has some internet issues, so we will not hear evaluation about our grammar and about our filler words. I'm sorry for that. We will continue with the one before last evaluator, who is going to be Vivi, and she's going to tell us about how well we done with our time, starting with the speech, since we got a bit lost at the beginning. Poď Vivi, odmutni sa a povedz nám, ako sme na tom s časom.
Timmy, 13 minutes, 26. Tereza, 8 minutes, 7. Quizmaster Anna, 4 minutes, 43. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And that's basically almost all of our evaluators. The most important evaluator is about to come to stage. Havran, please enlighten us. How well have we conducted today's meeting?
Hello, everybody, again. So I have some notes regarding today's meeting. First, it's Peťo. you as the man of the evening, you had some problems at the very beginning. There was some mess, and I would like to recommend to you to better instruct the timer before the meeting, not during. Otherwise, your job of a Toastmaster of the evening was very nicely done, and I always enjoy when you have this role. Lenka, about your evaluation, there were some great tips, and I really like when you have some role in the meeting, and it doesn't matter if it's a speech or if it's evaluation. I have one tip for you. Check your time, because I think you could have a great tip, but you didn't have time to share the last one. So be sure to be on time next time when doing some role. Anna, as a questionnaire, Quizmaster, nice questions. I've never seen people don't know answers to so many questions. You really paid attention this time, and many people didn't. A tip for you, better set rules and introduce your role beforehand so people know what to do and what to expect. And last but not least, Vivi, the timer. I didn't hear a lot from you because you had some connection issues. I would like to advise you to check the connection beforehand and maybe turn off the video for your speech when you don't need to show cards. It might help to be heard better when there is less bandwidth used by the video. All in all, this was a great meeting, and I'm really looking forward to meeting all of you guys again soon. Thanks.